Ra is the Egyptian sun god,
Okay.
and my name being Suraj, it's kind of relates to. And 11 is the jersey number of my cricket jersey. So this concept came to my mind. I curated this for keeping that high value and high end tourist in mind. The only thing that naturally came to me was looking to do something in shipbuilding and ship repairs. I really couldn't think of anything else.
Welcome to yet another episode of Business Show with PRITAM ONSKER. In this show, we try to bring you businesses in Goa, born in Goa, which have gone global, or global businesses which have come to Goa and have made impact. This is basically to try and motivate, inspire our local youth, local generation to take up business as their first preference and create as many jobs rather than looking for jobs. We have tried to cover various segments, verticals, including shipbuilding to taxi app to IT and a software company to a lot of other episodes that are going to come on show now. Today we are at this beautiful vessel, as you can see. It has got 4 decks and has been uniquely crafted. I have not seen something like this before, and we are going to meet the owner, the person who has built this on this show. My guest today is somebody who's built this beautiful vessel. Meet Suraj from VIJAI Marine. Welcome, Suraj, to the show.
Hi.
Suraj is somebody who spent about 17 years in this space. He's a mechanical engineer. He has had about 175 new builds. So 175 vessels is a big number, I would say. And about 200 repairs, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's an awesome journey, Suraj.
Thank
So
you.
share something about, before we go to your professional journey, we would like to know who Suraj actually is and what has been your childhood like.
So I would say that I'm an absolute Goan at heart. Born and brought up in the port town of Goa, that's Vasco da Gama.
Absolutely.
And I was born in Vasco. And from a schooling point of view, I did my schooling in St. Joseph. Then my father got transferred because of job to Mumbai. So I was out for about 2 years, and then when I got back, I got admission into Deep Vihar, and then I finished my schooling and college from Deep Vihar in Vasco.
Wonderful, wonderful. And how was it growing up in Vasco? I mean, the friends, is shipbuilding something that kind of originated during those days, or it came in much later?
No, so my father was into lightage operations on behalf of a company called Tolani Shipping. And then Tolani Shipping went into bigger ships. So they were kind of exiting out of the small barge operations in Goa. And that is how the opportunity came through Dr. Tolani to us to own and operate barges. And that's how he got into lightage operations. And when I finished my engineering, I decided to get into the shipbuilding side and ship repair side of the marine industry. For some reason, I thought that I'm not wired for operations.
True.
And that's how I went into the shipyard and shipbuilding field.
Oh, wonderful. So why I was asking you this question is because I have spent about 3 years in Vasco myself.
Okay.
And I was, also observing the fact that the shipbuilding institute comes there.
Yes,
a
the
lot of
ISBT.
these, a lot of these, shipbuilding shipyards are based there. So is it like a natural culture in the young boys and girls who grow up there to be a part of shipbuilding?
No, I believe the shipbuilding did not come naturally as much as the ship operations were always there. It was with the mining, that was one of the largest industries, and even tourism came after lightage and mining export.
Correct.
But for me, Vasco was all about one Bogmolo beach to ourselves, and a nice quiet town.
Absolutely.
Always had a lot of space to yourselves.
Correct.
A very well organized city if you look at it. And once I finished my engineering from Karnataka and I got back, The only thing that naturally came to me was looking to do something in shipbuilding and ship repairs. And I really couldn't think of anything else. Yes, there was a brief moment in my life where I wanted to be a journalist. I also got a newspaper by the name The Blade registered at that point of time.
That's interesting.
But then I got back to what I think I can only do best in my life is shipbuilding.
Absolutely. So you were not jealous of us Ponje Porvarkars?
No, actually never. If you ask me, I have been to North Goa probably number of times I can count on fingers. I have not gone beyond the Okokiro circle more than 10 times in my lifetime.
That's where I used to live.
Yeah, so somehow, no, I think Vasco is beautiful.
Absolutely.
It has its own lifestyle, and my work kept me busy right from morning 7 to night 10:30, 11. My shipyard kept me busy, so I had my own little world in Vasco and Rasai Lotoli, and that's what matters to me even today.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so before we get to your business, why don't you just give us a small tour about this vessel that you have built? This is a beautiful vessel. Thank you for giving me a pre-tour yesterday evening, and we saw the lit up version of this vessel. But if you can just throw a light on what this concept means to you and what this vessel is.
So this concept came to my mind. I curated this for keeping that high value and high end tourist in mind. When I started wanting to hiring boats to take care of any kind of financial institutions who come on behalf of the cluster, any bureaucrats who need to come and see the kind of industry that Goa is really having from a shipbuilding and ship repair point of view, there really wasn't a location where I could host these bureaucrats and delegates. And we did makeshift arrangements on a lot of boats, but I realized that this segment is missing. And then I did a bit of research and I saw that both these segments exist. You have a small boat segment which is doing very good and giving good service, and then there is the large boat segment, but then the vessels are about 10 to 15 years old, so that fleet is aging. And then you had this European yacht culture which is catching up. With the airfares gone down, people having their second line of incomes, people are traveling. So I thought that what experience they are having abroad, overseas, why not also create that kind of experience in Goa so that they don't need to always travel outside to have that experience. And obviously trying to add a new segment to the nautical tourism industry of Goa, because this is one segment which was missing. So I thought of, instead of getting into a yacht which is already there, you know, an existing segment, I thought let's get a vote in the super yacht segment. So generally it's a kind of an business practice, it's not an hard line rule, but anything from 5 meters to 22 meters is known as a yacht, and 22 to about 50 meters is known as a super yacht, and anything more than that is called a mega yacht. That's how people tend to categorize and define it. So I thought that let's create a vessel in the super yacht segment, and there are not any super yachts. There are only 2 private super yachts which are not available for commercial operations. So this was the one thing that I felt should be curated for the Goan industry, for the Indian industry. It also puts Goa on the international map. So though Goa does not need an introduction on the international map as a tourist destination, as a nautical tourism destination, now we have something to offer for the high-end tourist.
So what you're trying to say effectively that if my tailoring startup partner from Dubai is visiting Goa, he can come and dine here?
He can come and dine. Initially the business model is to only give it on charter. So you can charter it for your events. But yes, we do understand that this being a completely new segment, we need the people to get an introduction to the vessel, feel the vibe of the vessel, and then decide for what event they can use the vessel. So obviously, yes, initially we will be having some cruise trips, which will give you the taste of the food over here, the kind of service you can get, the feel of the vessel, and then decide where you can in which event you can use it.
Absolutely. Fantastic. This is clearly a very unique model. I have not heard of this, or anybody attempting this, at least in Goa. But for the interest of our viewers, can you just deep dive a little bit into how you build this business, right from the scratch, right? I know that you have, support from the family side and all of that, but how these ideas keep coming, how this business actually goes, what are the things that the youngsters should look at?
So predominantly I'm a mechanical engineer and I did an online course in naval architecture, and I started using that in shipbuilding. So we are shipbuilders and repairers predominantly as a company also. So just the need-based situation also made me look at nautical tourism as a venture that has a promising future. And once I identified nautical tourism, then the segment was identified like I explained to you earlier. That is how I got into thinking of building a super yacht. And how I went about designing is, I looked at the entire super yacht thought process from two basic aspects. One is the basic design, that is the structure. Second is the product design, how the product will look. So generally the naval architects do not dwell into how the product will look. They are more concerned about the design from a performance point of view, structure and safety point of view. For that we did a lot of research on the existing super yachts that are due to be launched in the next 5 years. We had a lot of videos which are available on the internet where you can see what is planned for the next 3 years, next 5 years. There are some digital videos. There are some videos of the recently launched mega yachts. So we did curate the whole idea after about viewing about 50 to 70 videos of this kind of vessels. But then again bringing it within a 50-meter length and a dimension that we had in mind. Keeping the go-on operational area, the draft, the bridge, everything in mind. We had to curate that idea from those videos, but then bring it downsize to what the go-on waters can really accommodate.
Oh yeah, that's another big point, isn't it? I mean,
yes.
What are the go-on, capacities, capabilities, and regulations that you have to fit in, basically?
Correct.
Yeah, but before building this, I'm sure that all these 175 new builds that you've done vary from ferries to the yachts to the big ships. I assume some oil tankers and things like that.
Yes. So Vijay Marine, by and large, has one of the most versatile profiles. If you look at Indian shipbuilding point of view also, right from a small survey launch to a pontoon for the Navy, to an MS class passenger vessel, to building an oil tanker, to exporting landing crafts, the entire category of this medium and coastal seagoing vessels, in that category we've built almost all kinds of products. So Vijay Marine does have a very versatile profile. Yes, definitely that kind of experience gave me the advantage on using technologies and practices learned from all these vessels and implemented on this vessel. That definitely did help.
Nice. And I mean, how does these economics work? Is it a good idea to build small vessels, and are they more profitable, or the whole portfolio itself is profitable?
No, if you ask me, you need to decide what is your business model, and then you need to decide who is your target audience. I believe that today the market is so big that you will have enough business for one vessel at least. So if you start having in mind a clear vision of what your project is, I can tell you that there is a target audience already existing for it.
Nice.
You don't need to start searching for a target audience and then look at product. Today the market is so open, people are really wanting to explore new avenues of enjoyment and experiencing life, that there's a target audience for every kind of product.
Everything.
It's better that you
nothing
see,
fails.
Yeah, nothing fails. I think you're in that era where nothing will fail, because even now you see the average Indian age is between 30 to 35.
Correct.
They're pretty young. It's a very young country. And the other people who have excessive residual income, who are in their late 40s, they also have money where they would want to spend that money with their family and friends enjoying life, because they have slogged it out from the age of 25 to 45.
35.
So I think this is a golden era from a tourism point of view, even from business point of view, because people are ready and bubbling with ideas. So I think there's a target audience for any kind of product, but you need to have a good product.
Yes.
Now people have seen the world, they're traveling the world, they will not accept any product which is substandard.
True. I agree with you. Let's take a seat so that our cameraman can also show this beautiful deck of yours, which is the second level, right? We are on the second level.
Yes,
right?
you're on the in shipping terms we call it the first deck.
Oh, okay.
So below was the main deck, and this is the first deck.
Okay.
The top will be called the second deck.
Oh, nice.
And we have given it names on the Egyptian background, because the name Ra 11, as is Ra stands for the Egyptian sun god. Okay.
I was about to come and ask you what is Ra 11, but
Yes.
thanks for stealing that question away.
So Ra is the Egyptian sun god,
Okay.
and my name being Suraj, it's kind of relates to, and 11 is the jersey number of my cricket jersey.
Oh.
So that is how the name was curated. I did think of a lot of names for 2 months, and I was hoping to get a name that fits into numerology and in all the good luck that I need in this first venture of mine, because I thought it's a risk I'm taking. It's a new venture, something which is out of my comfort zone.
Correct.
I said I need all the luck in the world. I need all the blessings.
So were you lucky as a cricketer?
Touch wood, I believe I've had a good 3 years of season with leather ball cricket. I started playing just 3 years back, and it has been a good experience. So that jersey number suits me. My performance has been good. And after 2.5 months of thinking of the most luckiest name I can get, one fine day my manager calls me and says, "Sir, your deadline is over. I need a name today." And I was like, I have so many names shortlisted, I can't decide. And sometimes I believe it's easier to decide things for others than for yourself. And I said, "Boss, let's go for a fail-safe name. Just put my cricket jersey name and let's move on with it."
This looks like Shah Rukh Khan +1 because that was Ra 1 and this is Ra 11.
Right, okay, okay.
Anyway, so Goa as a shipbuilding destination, I won't be wrong if I say this is the shipbuilding destination of India, right?
Yes, I, as the CMD of the Konkan Maritime Cluster, which is the India's first maritime cluster being set up in Goa, I can tell you that Goa has the largest number of shipyards involved in shipbuilding and ship repairs. It's the largest cluster.
Okay.
That is why Ministry of Shipping and DG Shipping identified Goa as a location to implement their MSc CDP program. It's called the Micro Small Enterprises Cluster Development Program. That's how Konkan Maritime Cluster idea was there. And with the great support of the state government and central government, the factory is being set up. So today, if you look at, let us say, 10 ships all over India, I can tell you confidently about 7 ships are built from Goa.
Wow.
Goa probably never promoted itself, never brought the prominence of calling ourselves as ship repairs and ship builders, but I can tell you it's the uncrowned shipbuilding capital of India.
But why didn't we do that? I mean, we should have done
See,
and promoted Goa apart from tourism as a shipbuilding destination, right? I mean, would it not still attract international builders to come here and set up shop?
See, Goa has been building ships. About 4 shipyards from Goa are already exporting ships for last 10 years,
Yeah, I'm aware
including
of
VIJAI Marine.
that. Yeah.
So it is not that Goa was not building ships, but yes, we didn't bring it to the prominence.
Correct.
The presence was not shown at a socio-economic level. And probably that's what we realized today. And that is why today we all as a part of the industry are wanting the state government to be a part of all our celebrations and events. So that they know that yes, this is the kind of work we are doing. This is the kind of contribution we can give to the state. We can give to the nation building through shipbuilding.
True, true. I completely agree with you. And one more thing that instantly comes to my mind when I talk about the international this thing is my visit to Rebek Island near Langkawi.
Okay.
Right? Rebek Island has one of the best resorts by Taj. On the island itself, the only access to that is the island. But what is beautiful there is the tourists who come with their own yachts, ships, etc. They can dock their ships there. They can use the facilities of the resort. There is also a dormitory kind of thing. And when we look back and we see some of the islands that we have in Goa, there is an opportunity to do that as well, isn't it? I mean,
see, like I told you, there is a target audience for any product you bring in. I think today the inland waterways is a resource where we are not utilizing it to its true potential. I can tell you, rest assured, waterways is a very, very sustainable method of any socio-economic growth.
True.
Today there is scarcity of land, but you have more of water. And water provides you the opportunity to do any sustainable growth.
agreed, completely agreed.
There are a lot of opportunities. There is a lot of technology and advancements happening all over the world which can be implemented.
True, true.
So I believe this is one resource which is waiting to be tapped to its true potential.
And all the objections of build should not be built to connect my island, etc., also will go off, because the only way you're connecting is through water.
No, I don't believe that people object for a certain reason of having thought process that I want to object. Everybody has certain kind of apprehensions toward a project.
Correct.
And I don't believe people are wrong in having apprehensions.
No, not at all.
Even yourself and myself will have apprehension when you come within my courtyard, within my arena, within my space. Probably in this context, the space is like my Goa, my village, my locality, my panchayat. I don't think that people are against anything. It is just that they're apprehensive. I always believe that there is an answer to a question, but there is no solution to a doubt. So
True.
I believe that when somebody asks a question, answer it.
Yeah.
And answer it before it is left to seeding a doubt. I believe it's all about time, the sense of timing. You ask me a question, and if I pause, I wait for a long time, I take 3 days to come back to you, the doubt starts seeding.
Correct. You are
And
unsure.
But if you ask me a question and I answer to you promptly, you know that yes, he knows the subject and he knows what he's doing.
Absolutely.
There's nothing about being, thought process being put to and then deciding what to answer. So I believe if you answer a question,
People will take it.
it gets
take
over
it.
there.
Yeah,
And then.
yeah,
But
yeah,
you
yeah.
give it too much time and you allow a doubt to seed in, and then people start. There's no solution to a doubt.
Correct. So if the model is comprehensive, I think everybody will accept it because it's in everybody's benefit, isn't it?
There is no reason to
Yeah.
see today. Any person in any world, in any locality, he does want to maximize his life. Whether it's maximizing in happiness, maximizing in peace, maximizing technology, he wants to do the maximum he can do in that one lifetime.
Correct, correct, correct.
And there's the only way to maximize your life is by maximizing the resources that Mother Earth has given you or God has given you. If God has given you, let us say, crores of breaths, you would want to do maximum in that one breath.
Correct.
But
Absolutely.
you choose how you want to lead it. So I believe it's only apprehensions. If rightly addressed, they will go away and you will see even they start experiencing life in a different way.
Let's shift gears to technology. So, what is the technology that you see is what is fueling the growth of this space, and the role of EV, of course. I mean, what I hear is that the smaller vessels and yachts have already moved to some extent to EV as well, isn't it?
Yes.
And the technology that is now getting adopted, how do you see that shaping up in your industry?
So Vijay Marine is involved with Mazgaon Dock Limited in development of a hydrogen fuel cell boat, in which the hydrogen fuel cell is being developed by Tatas.
Oh, very nice.
The boat is being developed by Vijay Marine.
Vijay Marine.
And the integrator and the whole part is being taken care by Mazgaon Dock Limited. We already have delivered 4 electric boats to Mazgaon Dock Limited.
Nice.
They are waiting for the hydrogen fuel cells to be delivered from Tata's, and then that project will be on. But answering your question on the EV market, Vijay Marine has already about 2 years back introduced an electric boat in Goa. That was a 6 passengers boat. And this year we are introducing a 20 passenger boat, an electric boat, which is under trials right now. So she will be under thorough trials for the next 6 months, and only after that in 2025 we plan to launch that electric boat, which will be a completely electric boat for the Goan market.
Beautiful. So I was also thinking, and we were discussing a center of excellence for shipbuilding, which if we can, set up in Goa, in one of the old ships where you could actually show the newer technologies, because we also work with people in Dubai basically, who then work with large companies in the UAE. And there is a lot of technology adoption that we can bring to India, which is being used in India and showcased for the world, and vice versa, which is used in the world and India can benefit out of it. So both ways. So what's your thought around creating a center of excellence in a ship in Goa?
See, creating a center of excellence where you can integrate and look to introduce and adapt to all new technologies. Again, you need to adapt them in the context of Goa and the kind of waters that you have, because you have to understand that though inland waterways is one name, but India is a big country, and the coastal waters of every state is in some manner specific to their coastline, and you will have to do at least about 30% of tailor-made options when you come from a generic technology.
True.
Having said that, once you develop a center of excellence in Goa on a floating object or on land, wherever, is going to be an absolute game-changing idea. One, because like I told you, there's a rich heritage of tourism and maritime in Goa, and having that kind of experience already existing in Goa, you are living with an untapped potential of mind resource.
True.
There is the brain which is there in Goa, which is now not utilized. Just like you have the resources, you have these people with that crystalline intelligence and experience at your disposal. So when the center of excellence comes here, you will see with that networking, with that kind of an participation from the seniors, the stalwarts of industry and the youngsters, it will be a game-changing idea which will take India ahead on the global map.
So we should take this forward for
Yes,
sure.
yes. I think a center of excellence is a tremendously good idea.
Yeah.
It's a game-changing idea. It should be implemented at the earliest. You have the right minds, you have the right resources, and you have the right context.
Infra as well. The right infra. Okay. Apart from this, what is the other kind of support that you feel is missing or not yet there? From not just from government. Government is just one stakeholder, but public at large, education institutes in general. So what is the support you think that is missing for this to scale up to the next level?
See, scaling up is a continuous process. I will say I am very happy at where Goa is today. We are quite well achieved in the maritime industry as such. We give seafarers to the whole world. We have one of the good looking vessels over here. We have one of the best light range operations. So I think we are very much well achieved with our given resources. Having said that, one thing that I would really want to see as a personal opinion is that the educational institutes, they start adding some skill set courses, probably 15 days, 30 days, 2 months, which bridge the gap between the industry, because the industry is evolving very fast. As you see that people are traveling more, their experiences are improving. They are expecting that same experience to happen when they come to their hometown also.
Agreed.
And the other travelers, they say that I have gone to an XYZ place, there it was such a good infrastructure, there the experience was good. So they come with that expectation.
True.
So I believe that there's a skill set gap between what the industry is rolling out and what the industry is moving forward towards to. Because the pace at which the industry is moving forward, the educational institutes are a little bit behind in providing that kind of skill sets.
True.
See, the basic education doesn't change, but the way you implement that education in an industry is very different. The way you will clean the floor in a hospital, the way you will clean in a hotel, the way you will clean it in a school is very different.
Very different, very different. Correct. I completely
You
agree.
want everything to be hygienic, but the cleaning agent used in a hospital is different.
Different.
The one in a hotel is different.
Yeah,
The one in a school is different.
True, fair enough. Now, since we are coming to the close of this interview, your 3 hits and 3 misses in life. It could be just anything.
3 hits and 3 misses. I think one hit would be that I did follow my father's opinion of becoming an engineer, in spite of the big challenges I faced. Second would be taking the decision of joining my father and starting the shipyard. And the third hit I would be is following my passion and my vision of building a super yacht. So I would say these are 3 hits which could summarize my entire journey. I am a man completely made by my parents. So 3 misses I would say is I probably could have spent a lot more time with my parents, because I've been working a lot. My parents have been working, so I also generated that same kind of approach. So I do miss that. Yes, I could have spent a lot more time with my father. I miss out. I've lost him 3 years back. That is one thing I miss, but I do remember him on a daily basis. So that is the first miss that I feel. Second miss I would say is probably participating in the industry building about 5 years back. I took the onus of moving for the cluster in 2018. I just wish I would have taken up probably in 2012 or 2014.
Couple of
we would
years
have been,
before.
yes, we would have been much more ahead. I did wait for the other people to take the lead and initiative, and I realized that that's not the way you can participate in growth. If you want something to change, they say it starts with you.
Correct.
So I believe that's the second miss, where I can see that 3 or 4 years would have made a huge difference to the entire industry in Goa.
True.
Because today shipbuilding is at its peak, and though our factory is ready, the equipment is not here. Had we had the equipment about even 1 year back, we would have really monetized the entire investment of the government much earlier. We are still not late, but yes, that is one miss if you ask me. Third miss, as you would say, is probably I should have focused on my health a lot earlier than which I've started just 3 years back. So probably after losing my father, it was a rain check for me, and I started taking care of my health. Otherwise, earlier I was at about 102 kgs.
Oh, can't believe that.
Yes,
looking at you now.
so I was a very different individual then, and
You post some of your older pictures then.
yes. So I believe that had I had this kind of awareness and consciousness of personal well-being, probably about 10 years back, I think I would have been in a much better placed as an individual. I have no regrets as such, but I know that if I could do this in these 3 years and feel a lot more energetic, feel a lot more aware of things, better concentration level, better energy levels for a day, I feel if I had this advantage for about 7-8 years more, I could have been
A different person.
A different person, a different place. Probably made more ships. Had more pioneering, impacts.
Absolutely.
On the industry and on life, but no regrets.
Yeah,
I can identify them as misses, but not regrets.
Yeah, of course, that's why we call it the misses and not regret. Your 3 advices to the audience. I mean, people who are listening to elders, youngsters, whoever. But 3 things that you think that can make Goan companies go global, basically.
Goan companies going global, I would really go to the basic level of macro management. I would really recommend to all youngsters personal well-being, and when I say personal well-being, it's mental and physical. The gym is not only for the guys or girls who want to look good.
Absolutely.
It is necessary that you are fit. Only then you can perform in this world. True. Because the practical world of business is very demanding, mentally and physically. You need to be fit. You need to have at least 1 hour a day dedicated to yourself.
Absolutely.
Second, I would tell not only youngsters, to the entire spectrum, whether it's you are a 10-year-old or you are an 8-year-old, develop your communication skills. That's the second thing. Communication skill is extremely important. You could be a gold medalist, but if you cannot put your idea through, you can't put your message through in the shortest possible time, in the most crisp manner that the other person can relate to, your 70% battle is lost.
Yes,
So,
of course.
I would say
you may
second,
be a great scientist, but if you are not able to explain your science, it's of no use.
So second, I would say to the entire spectrum is improve your communication skills, keep working on them continuously. And third, I would always say is learn to have a positive approach to anything. There are going to be challenges, there are going to be things you don't know, but you have to learn to adapt very quickly and take it forward. Sometimes decisions you take turn out to have effects which you didn't desire them, but you have to learn to live with them. I will always say that a setback is only a setback unless you sit back. Learn from that setback, take it forward. So I would sum it up to personal well-being, second is communication skills, and third is having a positive attitude, a right attitude to move forward.
Wonderful. Now I'm going to ask you just 5 rapid fire questions.
Rapid fire is something
you don't get time to think.
Okay.
So things outside shipbuilding.
Outside shipbuilding, event management, writing a newspaper, being a journalist.
Okay. Favorite cricketer.
Favorite cricketer? MS Dhoni and Virat Kohli, equally placed.
No competition there, is it?
No, equally placed.
Okay.
I love Virat Kohli for his dedication and perseverance, and MS Dhoni for his brains. And he's a
What
mastermind.
is leisure or holiday means to you?
Building ships.
Okay. So a holiday on the ship again.
Not holiday on a ship. You give me a day, a Sunday off, I would want to look at videos, sketch out some kind of beautiful boats that I want to build and see, and deliver to my clients. Make for myself is something I did because there was an opportunity was not coming through a client, so I did it for myself.
Favorite eating joint in Goa?
Favorite eating joint in Goa, I would say is Sheila's for crabs. Sheila's on the road.
Yeah, I know Sheila's, yeah.
Sheila's for crabs, and yes, that is my favorite joint. Otherwise, there's Tortilla for having good, healthy salads. And otherwise, my go-to place, the last, is about Taj Vivanta, where you can go and sit and have anything.
Yeah, absolutely. No doubt about that.
Yes.
And favorite pastime?
Favorite pastime, if I'm not working, I would probably go for a walk or a run.
Okay, super. Lovely talking to you, Suraj. It was wonderful to have you on my show. Like I enjoyed this show. I'm sure that all our viewers enjoyed it too.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the luck to building many more of these.
Thank you.
And better than these vessels.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. I think Suraj summarized it exceptionally well, that by saying that we are living in an era where nothing can actually fail, and that is a good enough reason for you guys to start something new, to start thinking on ideas which can, be small or start small, but go global in some sense. So thank you for watching, and look forward to having you on the next episode. Thank you very much.
Like, share and subscribe PBN Bharat.